Right. Now, I'll go slowly. And if you have any questions, try to stop me and ask me. Or else, even if you want, you can. I'll wait for a few more minutes after session. You can ask if any questions were there on this. But topic is simple. See, this is the actual our Selenium official website. Let me just show you. So you can see here. I'll just share with you as well the chart box. You can take this for testing. You can use this, friends. Just use this. So this is helps you to do automating all different web elements. You can see this websites have this website has everything, and this is our actual Selenium dev related website. Selenium dev is nothing but this is an open source which has implemented developed this Selenium tool. Okay, and you can see here. And if you just play with all this, then automatically you can play with any. Now you know how to deal with buttons, check boxes, and then radio buttons, and then text box. You know about all this, friends. We had discussed. For anything, the first thing is just you need to understand is any web element. Just go to that website and then choose that web element, and then what do? You just try to inspect it. You can see here. Just inspect that one and then see, get that attribute which helps us to locate this web element, and then add that in the your Java code, that Selenium code in Eclipse. Okay. So that's how we try to locate a web element and do automation on that particular web element. So if you want to pass some values, or if you want to do some action, or like click. So this is actually a standard process. Now, if you see here in this website, see friends, in this website, we have different types of drop down lists. Generally, we have two types of drop down list. One is a single select drop down list. This is single select. You can see here. This is a drop down list where you can select only one item at a time. You can see here, one item at a time. See here. So this is single select. Any of this, all of this. Okay. These are all single select. In any website, when you get into that, you go to Amazon or you go to this Flipkart, or you see any website most of the time. We see either two types of drop down list. This is a single select drop down list, means we can select only one item at a time. And the other one is this one. This is also a drop down list. This is a multi select. You can see here in this drop down list, you can select multiple items. You can see here. You can select multiple items. So this is multi select drop down list. Again, this is also a single select drop down list. And so in this way, we have two different types of drop down lists. First, understanding this web element is important, right? So the next thing is these are the steps always we should follow when you are playing with this Selenium web elements. What is that? So one thing is I'll just write here itself. What are the steps you should follow here? Point one is simple, friends. So one is mm, step one. Always make sure, I'm just trying to be as clear as possible so that you can do automation by yourself, friends. Okay. Understanding these web elements is very important. So in that process, what do we do? First thing, we should understand the nature of these web elements. Suppose if it is anything. Second thing, this locating. So you have to look, how do you identify? Locating web elements is important. And this I think we are seeing this in every session. In each session, we are discussing this, how to locate these web elements. How do you do? Simple. If that is drop down list, so that is step two. So getting clarity about your web element, that is one step. And second step is locating. How do you identify this web element? Simple process, right? So go to that web element, right click on that, any web element, just choose that and then say inspect. When you say inspect, what happens? It will take us to the that respective tags in the that web element tags in that web page for that web page. Now you can see now when we right click on that and say inspect, it took us to this select tag because all these drop down lists are created by using this what we say this select tag, friends. If it is text box or if it is radio button or check box or button, generally we use this tag. The tag is input tag. But to create drop down list, we use this select button. Now in that select, you can see there is an attribute, name attribute, which is used to identify or which is used to locate this particular drop down list. And you have options under that. Options represents the items which we add to this drop. You can see here 1, 2, 4, and still learning how to count apparently. So options are nothing but they are used to add these values to the drop down list. Got it, friends? So that is the quick idea. Okay, fine. Now the question is, suppose in this, how this drop down list work here, and how do we try to select these elements in the drop down list? What are different ways we follow to select this or apply some automation on this drop down list? Right? That is the question. So simple. See, whenever we create this drop down list, you see here. So this option represents what is that? It is associated with three different types of values. So this option is associated with three different types of values. One is, so if you see here, this one, you can see between this option, we can see there is a open tag option and close tag option. Between we have this text. So this is one option. So this is visible text one, and you can see here this one, 2 and 4 and learn and this one learning how to. So this, so not that one, sorry, this one learning, still learning how to count. This is called visible text, something between open tag and closed tag. That text is nothing but called visible text. I hope understand this terminology, friends. So what is it? Where did I write? Just now I wrote some. Okay. No problem. What I do is I'll just add here. Okay. So point one, when you are dealing with this drop down, what is that you need to understand? What are the drop down list? What are the possible options you need to understand? Possible elements you need to recognize. Number one. So what is it? We need to see visible text. So that is one. And second, we need to understand indexing for that. So third thing, also value. These are three different things you need to recognize for a drop down list. Okay, friends. So maybe you asked me a question, Manoram, we don't know what is this. We didn't understand what is visible text or what is index or what is value. What are you talking about all this? If that is the question, let me give you a clear picture. See here, in this, right? How do we create a drop down list? We generally create drop down with this selected tag. Which tag, friends? We create a drop down list with the select tag. This is fine. Now under that select tag, we have options again. So under any select tag, okay, we have something called option. You see this, right? And here that option has the option tag is associated with three different types of this thing. Three different, I mean, we can say identification elements. So one is visible text, this one, something in the, you can see here. So you can open this option tag and close that option tag. And in the middle, you can also say close the option tag. And then here you can close it and here you can add some text, something like one or anything that can be there in the middle. Okay, depends on type of website. This values is decided. So you can just add something like one. This is actually what this is visible text, which is added as a text between open tag and close option tag. Open option tag and close option tag. This is start of option and end of option. Middle we have text. This text we call it as visible text, right? That is this one. Understand this. Second thing, index. Suppose you create multiple option tags. Means each option will add one value to that drop down list, friends. Understand that carefully. Okay. So, and here second, and here third, like this. Suppose you see here, just change your values. You can have even they can be same or different, but usually we don't keep them same. So when you create any drop down list for any website, 1, 2, 3, you can choose any value of your choice. It's not like it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is a simple drop down list, friends. Okay, so now this text with between the start of option tag and end option tag, this right, this text here 1, 2, 3, 4, this is visible text. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing, again, by default, when we create this option tags, that has some index here. So the index of this one start tag option one is 0. The index of this one is what, friends? The first one is 0 and second one is 1. So by default, this index starts with 0, 1, 2, 3. It goes like that. Just remember this. And that is second possible identifying element here. If you want to identify select tag, the options in the select tag or values in the select tag, other possible choice for us is choosing index. And by default, we don't provide index. When we create this drop down list with this select tag using options, each option is provided with default indexing here. And the start index of this option is 0. And after that, next one, 1. After that, 2. After that, 3. Like that, this indexing goes, friends. And third thing, third possible choice to recognize this each element, each value here is value itself. So here there will be a value something like this, and then we just add something to recognize one. So value again. This is one more possible choice to identify this particular drop down value, right? So similarly, this value usually this value attribute is with every option tag. So it will be like this. Of course, this value will change from one option to another option tag. Here, this will be 2. And you can see there is a slide. We are trying to create a slide change from your visible text to, you can see visible text. So this text, we put it as a uppercase O here, but there's a slight change we try to maintain here so that we use this any of these locating elements here. Right it. So got it, friends. So this one you can keep it as a third one. So 3, and then you can locate it as 4. So this is how we try to create a drop down, and at the same time, what is that? So all different possible elements are used to identify this select tag. What is that? The first one is visible text, which is this one, 1, 2, 3 in the middle. That is visible text. Second thing, index. Each of these options when we create for select tag is associated with index. So here, this is how indexing works here. So it starts with 0, 1, 2, 3, something like that. And third thing, each of this option tag is associated with a value here. And so like this. So usually it will be like this. If you go and check the website, even in website, you can see that. Now you can easily understand this structure of this drop down list. Now you can see select, which is having an attribute name, which is select-o-matic. You can create whatever you want, friends. And then you have all these different options here. I believe we have some 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 options here. See here. If you just you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 options are there here. Okay, that is the point here. Understood, friends? And also, you can see here, this is the visible text in the middle. Excuse me, friends. So this is visible text, friends, in the middle. And then if that is one choice to identify this option. Otherwise, you can see here value. You can see here a value. Even using this, you can identify this option tag or this value, option value. And third one, right, index. This is not visible to us, but by default, this option, the start of this option tag is 0. It is at 0 index, and this one is first index. This is at second. This is at third. So this is how this drop down list is organized. It is built. This is how this is built, friends. I hope this is clear for you now. So I try to be as clear as possible so that you get a clear idea. So because when you write code, that code is written basing on these identifications. Got it, friends. So finally now understanding this terminology is important when you try to implement any automation for this drop-down list, friends. Similarly, we should understand all these different tags present in this website, right? Got it, friends. So my suggestion is having a decent understanding of HTML is very important, friends. So that gives you a better idea of automation of this Selenium. Apart from having bit of understanding Java, so try to focus on this HTML tags as well. Try to understand how each tag, and how to play with each tag, friends. That is also important thing for us. Okay, fine. I'm switching to the topic now. Maybe if you are just waiting, like, how to automate this now. Now it will be simple. Once you understand what is visible text, what is index, what is value, automating is so simple. Why? Just go to the code here. If you look at the code, here, friends. So now this is a single drop down list, single select drop down list here. This is the first one we are doing here, an automation for this web element. Now you see these steps are common. What is that? This creating Chrome options and setting up WebDriver manager, and then getting this WebDriver object. All this is common. We were discussing this from the start of our Selenium sessions. And this maximizes the window. We know that these are all options of this one. Okay. Driver manager, sorry. This which maximizes the window. That's fine. And this is our website, which we are trying to automate here. Maybe my suggestion is play with all this. There are so many web elements here. So try to play with all these web elements. Definitely, this gives you a clear understanding of automation. Okay. So that is fine. Next one. Now, uh, now this is actual stuff here, automation stuff. See, hardly we have just couple of declarations here, couple of Java code statements here. That's all, friends. But before this, if I directly explain this, you might have a lot of questions in the mind. Okay, what is this visible text, or what is this value, or what is index? But now you understood this thing clearly. Code wise, you can easily quickly understand, even if you don't have any knowledge on Java, based on this thing, what our findings, based on our observations, whatever we have discussed so far, you are right. This code is easily understood. Now, what do we do? So suppose to locate this web element, friends, this drop down list, what do we do? Right click on this and then say inspect, and then we go to the tag, whatever that is locating. You can see when I put my mouse pointer here on this select tag, you can see that the left side window that particular drop down list, whichever we tried to locate, is highlighted. It's got selected. Now, please expand the select tag. Okay, so this is one thing. So which one is selected here? This one. This is one. We have almost some 3 or 4 drop down lists here. Okay, so this one. This time it selected this, which is that select default, right? Suppose I want this one. So right click on this again and say inspect if you want that. You can see this is going to the one step up to the this select tag, and you can see here it is again When we put cursor here on the select tag, it is trying to highlight the first drop down list in the this one. This is drop down list in the website. And here to locate this, we have to choose this name attribute. Which one? This first drop down list. If you want to locate, if you want to play with this one, then we have to choose which one. We should not this multi. Multi means this one. Okay. So maybe I don't know. Suppose I lost it. Then what is the quick way to identify that web element? Simple, right? Right click and say inspect. This continuous process you have to keep doing when you are working with Selenium. Again, inspect. I missed the track of that second drop down or second web element. Then just say right click and simply say inspect. Then it will take us to this. See here, friends. Okay, now if you want to locate this web element, just choose this attribute name. Now I'll go with this first one. Okay, maybe you can play with anything. We'll see one by one. So I'll choose this attribute name and select automatic. Okay, and then what I'm doing now, this helps me to locate this tag. Okay, or this one, this drop down list. Okay, and it has four options. So to 1, 2, 4, and then excuse me, friends, 1, 2, 4, and still learning how to count apparently. So now what do we do now? Come here. So right? You know how to write this tag, this all these different locating tags. Now we are locating this. I'm going slow. So you should be very clear, friends. I am locating this drop down list by using this name attribute. So the locating tag we apply here, locating strategy we apply here is a by name strategy. And then simply I'm trying to copy this, which is that this value from the name attribute, and then directly placing here. You can see here in that strategy, that locating strategy, just passing it to the name strategy. So driver dot find element means if you want to apply any locating strategy, this is very much important for us always, right, friends? So we are applying it, friends. And then so there are multiple ways for us, right? So one is directly applying this. Other way is assigning it to a web element. So once we look at that web element, then we can assign that to a class available in our Java, that is web element, and this is the reference. And this find element method returns that web element, and we can assign to this reference. Internally, this returns a web element object. So we are assigning it to that this one. Got it, friends? To this class, to the reference of this class web element. That is fine. So from here onwards, we can use reference to play with play on this web element, that is drop down list select automatic. Okay. And now after this is step one. So always locating this web element is the step one is step one for us. Step two. This is a drop down list, right? To play with drop-down list again, Java has provided us a built-in class called Selenium. This is a built-in class. Maybe if you want to see API, right click on this and you can see show declaration somewhere. You can see here. When we say show declaration for this class, you can see this is the select class. You can see class. This is a class select. It is there from this package org.openqa.selenium.support.ui. This is the package dot class name. And this is implemented by iSelect. This is an interface actually. So we don't need to care about interface. For now, this is select class. And this has all these methods. You can see select is the constructor. So don't care about it. But inside this, you can find multiple methods here. What is this? It's easy to just check these methods in the Eclipse itself. I'll show there. But I'm trying to be very, this is the API, what we call. I'm just trying to show all different possible methods that are there in the select class. So to play with drop-down list, what is there in our Java? What is there? There is a class called select. So once we locate this web element with this name attribute, so what should we do? Again, we have to create an object for this drop down list select, and then the element which we located, this parameter, we have to pass to the select class. And this select class has all these attributes. What is that? Get all selected options means what? In this in this website, if you want to read all these elements, usually this is a single select drop down list, so we can just get only one option. But if this method is very much useful for us, get all selected options. This is very much useful if you are playing with multi-select drop down list. This is multi-select, this is multi-select. And if you are playing with this multi-select drop down list, then get all selected options is very much useful for us. We'll play with them, not a problem. We'll just try to apply them. Next one, guest first selected option. Again, see, these are very straightforward methods, friends. If you just observe the name of methods, you can easily understand what each method is doing, right? This is a straightforward, general, normal English kind of thing only. Get first selected option means which one you selected first is the first selected option, something like that. Okay, similarly, other important methods. See, select by visible text. See, now when you look at this method, you can easily understand what this is going to do. It tries to select that element by or select that option by visible text. Visible text means something in the middle. So that is this method. And similarly, yeah, iterator has next are these are something related to the iterator returns iterator object, something little deep. Let's ignore it for now. We can avoid all this. These are for comparison, all that. Maybe you have a few more methods here. Let me just quickly walk through them. You can see select by index. See here. This is used to select your that value through index. So one is by applying visible text, second by applying index, third by applying value. You can see there might be a method select by value as well, friends. Somewhere you can see you can easily locate a method select by a value, and assertion is something doing some kind of testing. These methods helps us to do some testing there. So this is all about this API and some of the important methods. More than this API, it's easy for you to observe in the Eclipse like this. So what does select class means? So to apply all different methods on your drop down list in the website. Excuse me, friends. All different method. This one to apply different methods on this drop down list. Either it might be a single select drop down list or multi select drop down list. This select class is very important. Okay, so what do you do now? First we should create an object for anything. A very important part is creating objects to the respective classes. Is that directly like this, saying class name reference name equal to new class name? This is one approach. Second approach is there is a different way. We apply some methods. Those methods, what this like find element, those elements will try to build that web element object, and they will return that, and we have to assign it to the correct classes here. That is second approach. So we know now how to get this web element. Second thing, how to apply this select. Second thing, create this select class object and then copy this reference of web element and pass it to the select class. Then third thing, now if you want to play on this drop down list, if you want to work with this, if you want to select these options by automating, if you want to select 1, 2 or 4 or this one. So what do? We have to apply this methods using select class. So how to apply? So here, these are the methods. So when you see here, let me just see here, friends. Select is the reference. When we says that reference dot, now you can find all different methods that are present in this class select. We had already discussed, not now, in when we discussed about Java classes. So we know this class is collection of variables and methods, and you can see all different methods. Deselect all. Deselect, generally this deselect methods is applied on multi-select drop down list. So when you are playing with this multi-select drop-down list means what this one, friends? When you are using this, when you are automating this drop-down list, this one, not this is a single select drop-down list, this is multi-select drop-down list. And when you are playing with this, we can select this, or you can see here, I selected this, I deselected, selected, deselected, selected, deselected. Understand this. So this deselect methods you see here in this select class, you can find all different types of methods. One is you can see here deselect by index, deselect by value, deselect by visible text. So this is deselection. So we can apply these methods and do deselecting. Go to this website here. Suppose you can see here now, I am selecting this. What kind of select I did now? I did select by using select visible text here. This is visible text. Again, I clicked on this. Again, I is deselected by visible text. If you want to again select or deselect by value, then we have to do that through internally. We cannot directly apply it in the website. We have to do that through code. Okay, see here. So now you got it. I believe you understood this. So how deselect works? So we have these methods to deselect already selected elements in the drop down list, right? Similarly, you can see here there are few more methods: select by index, select by value, select by visible text. These three can be applied on both type of drop down lists. On both type of drop down lists. One is single select drop down list, second one multi select drop down list. We can use this three all these methods: select by index, or select by value, or select by visible text. We have a couple of programs for each type of drop down list. So we have a use case for both types of drop down lists. So you get a clear idea when we see that code. Now, select by index means we choose an element or option by applying this method. Then automatically, whichever the index we specify here, value from that index is selected. So that is an automation process. Maybe when you see the automation, you clearly understand how this is working. Okay, friends. So now select by index is that. Select by value means we are selecting a value option based on value. And select by text means visible text means we are selecting a value based on visible text. Let's apply this now. First one. Okay, we'll go on this now. Okay, friends, let's see this. Now you can go to the website, see here. Now we are trying to apply automation on this particular drop down list automatic. See here, friends. Now what did I do here? In the code, if you see here, it's very clear. We are trying to apply a select this option in the drop down list or element in the drop down list by applying select by visible text one. Means what? Go to the code, I mean go to the website. Now what is that we are doing? We are trying to select this option by using what? If we say select visible text, select by visible text means by this one, by passing this one. You can see that's why I pass this one. Got it, friends? I pass this one here. And then after that, I applied some sleep because this similarly, you can apply select by visible text for 2, for 3, for 4, or anything, friends. If you just understand how to apply it for 1, it is same for all other options. Got it, friends? So similarly, select by value. Select by value means what? See, I choose 1 for visible text. Selecting 1 for 1 through visible text. Second option, I'm trying to apply value. I'm trying to select this 2 through value. You can see here, this is the value attribute, and this has some value too that I am passing here. Select by value, and by this it selects the second option. Okay, through value we are selecting second option. Through visible text we are selecting first option, and third one, select by index 2. Now index means what? 0, 1, 2. So you can see here, this is first one is 0, second one is 1, third one is 2. Then it selects which one? This one. What is that? The third one. So, excuse me, friends. So here, select by index means if I pass this by index 2 means it selects this third option by through automation. So it selects 4 here. So what is the index of this? When we say second index means which option is that? That is the third option here. If you see here 0, this is first one, 1, this is second one, 2, this is third one. Then it should select 4. So that's all about these three different methods. Got it, friends? So when we just say select dot this one, when we apply select by visible text, when we apply this method, it tries to select one from the drop down list. Similarly, by value 2, it selects 2 from the drop down list. Similarly, by index 2, it selects the value from the second index. This is the third one. Maybe when you look at code, you don't understand it. You might be little not clear. So when you try to apply run this automation, then you clearly understand how this automation works on this web element drop down list. Got it, friends? So let's run this now. We are ready to run it. We don't have any challenges here, friends. What we do is simply right click on this and just run it. Then you understand how these methods are selecting each option or each element in the drop down list. So now, and you can see after each method, I applied the sleep so that you can clearly see that selection happening in the which one, friends? A selection happening in that drop down list. Now right click and then apply automation. Run this automation. Then it will, first thing is it will open the website. I'm giving you a quick commentary behind this. Now when this website is, you can see here, browser is popped up. Now we move to the website and he see here, whichever you can see somewhere. See, this is changing here. Now one change it to 2. Here, the first one, and 2 change it to 4. Now the automation is completed. So why we try to select all 3 different values which we automated. So you can see that selection happening there, right, friends? Are you able to observe that? Can you please comment that in the chat box, or should I run this automation for one more time? So no problem. Let's run it one more time and see how this automation is happening. But I believe before that you are clear with all these steps, right? Each step here in this code, right? What is this web element? What is this select class? Select class is something which is used to apply all these methods on your drop down list. And this is a Java class which is having all these methods. Like, if you want to select some value from a drop down list based on some visible text, we should apply this. See, these are all very straightforward. Even these names are not difficult to understand. The general grammar we discuss in normal terminologies, those they created methods in a very easily understandable way. So these are very easy to understand, friends. Got it right? So that's the point here. Similarly, it provides select by value or select by index. Maybe you can ask me a question. Is it mandatory to use all these methods, Manoram, or to select some value in the checkbox? Sorry, drop down list. If that is your question, no. You can choose just only select visible text. It's not needed to apply select by value or select by index. Then you can ask me another question. Then why are you declaring all this here? If that is the question, my answer is just to make sure that you are very clear with all these methods. So why we are trying to declare all these methods means to make you understand how to play with these methods. That's all, friends. Suppose maybe you can ask me a question. Can you choose one method and try to automate that whole that drop down list? My answer is yes. Suppose you can comment this. These are not needed actually to do automation on drop down list. One method is enough for us. One is enough to select all these elements in the drop down list one by one. So let me just show you here. So now I'm commenting the other 2 methods. See here, and now just apply this here. Now in the first, in this one here, at this statement, we are selecting this option with visible text 1. Similarly, let us apply what before that. Let us see in the website. So one is 2, second one is 2, third one is 4, fourth one is learning how to count. Or otherwise, you come here. So copy this visible text from this particular drop down list. This is select-o-matic, and just pass it here. And this will select what? This will select option 2. Okay, and similarly copy this from the from this drop down list and then paste it. Sorry. So again, copy it and then put it here. And then here, what is that I should pass as visible text here? So here we try to select 1, we try to select 2, and now we try to select 4. Copy this from here, this visible text, and pass it here. Similarly, what you do, if you want to select one more, then copy this again, repeat the same process, copy these two statements. Sleep is not mandatory, just to understand that flow clearly. We applied sleep so that there will be a wait time for 5 seconds and we can see the automation happening step by step. Okay, so put it here. Now, what is the fourth, the text, visible text we have here in this drop down list? This one. So generally copy and paste, that is the best choice, best thing for us. So we don't run into exceptions. So if you don't copy paste properly, if you that spaces all that is not handled properly, it might leads to that no such element find exception or different exceptions are there. So to avoid that, always the best thing is copy that from the this one and then paste it into your code. Okay, that helps better. Fine. So you can see now, what did I do? I tried to automate this drop down list by using this method only. This method alone, we are applying this automation. Now let's run this and see how this automation works here. Okay. Right click and then run as a Java application. Excuse me, friends. Now you can see here. It started here. Now you can see, observe this drop down list here where my cursor is pointing. And it changed it to 2 here now. It changed it to 2 here. Now it changed it to 4. After 5 seconds, again it changes to. So still it's taking time. I doubt something should have happened before. See here. If it is not coming means there is something wrong. So what is no such element exception. So means what? Let's going to go and check in the this one. So this one still this one, right? What I did is I copied value. The mistake I did is copied value. That's why we got see. I told you, you have to be very careful. I just did a wrong copy. So what happened? I didn't get the output, and it's saying that so it's throwing an error. No such element exception. You can see this now. It's make a small change here. This is actually a value. This is identifying with value. So this text is to recognize a true value. So now this will work. Now this is visible text. Now I copied it properly. This time it will run without any issue. I'm very sure on that. See, now you can observe here this drop down list and you can just understand the process happening, this automation applied on this. Maybe if in the meanwhile, see, you can see now it changed it from 1 to 2. Now 2 to 4. See, you can see there is a change to 4. Now 4 to still. Now this time this worked. Now automatically this browser will close now in 5 seconds. It closed it. Okay. So what happened? Browser got closed now. Got it, friends? So that's the idea. Understood how to play with drop down list now, friends? Are you clear with all this? Somebody is asking question in some. I didn't get the question. In some websites, select option by using tab bar. Some websites. So generally select is like this, Suresh. Maybe if you still have a question, we'll talk about it after class. Okay. But this is how drop down list works, Suresh. So, but still, if you, I didn't get the question clearly. So what we do is stay back after session. Just we have 5 more minutes to close this. Then we'll discuss your question. Okay. So this is all about, but I believe there is nothing like bar or something. So this is actually, maybe they just add some text on top of this to recognize that. That's all. Got it, right? Or they will attach to a menu. That's all. But the way we create drop down list, either a single select drop down or multi select drop down, the way we create them is same. This doesn't change, Suresh. Okay, because that's how this tags are created in HTML for these for drop down lists. So I believe that doesn't change. Okay. Now again, so this is all idea about this one, friends. I hope you should be very clear on these methods. So you got right. So you can see I am able to automate this whole drop down list by just choosing this method. Similarly, you can apply select by value method if you want to automate that particular drop down list, or you can apply select by index. You can choose this by index as well. So you can choose any of these three methods to select an option from the drop down list. So already I have shown you with the example like how to play with them. Is this clear now? So this is a quick idea about automating as a single select drop down list. Okay. But for this, we don't have deselect option. If you apply that, it leads to exception. So we don't need to apply deselect for single select drop down list. But for multi-select, we can apply deselect. You can see here, we can play with deselect, we can play with select, we can play with all different methods. And there are other methods as well, like get options, all that. We'll try to play with discuss that in next session on Monday again. So on Monday, we try to understand about multi-select drop-down list and but I believe you are almost 70-80% familiar with this now because these steps doesn't change. What is that? Locating that select drop-down list, that multi-select drop-down list. That is one thing. And this is almost familiar for you because we are discussing about this locating strategy from the beginning of this most of these Selenium sessions, except after Java, few more Java sessions. If you just exclude them, we are talking about this. Second thing, if it is a drop-down list, which class we should pick from this API select class, and this reference we should pass to the select, and then there are many methods available in this drop-down list. So we use these methods to play with this drop-down list, like to select an option. We apply this select visible text, or we apply this select by index, or we apply select by value. So we apply all different types of these methods. Maybe if you ask me a question, should we use all these three at once? The answer is yes or no. What's your answer? Answer is no. We can choose any one of these to automate your option in the drop down list, all that elements in the drop down list. To identify each element, we should pass that text to this visible text, or we should pass that value to this value method, or we should pass index to this index method. And this is how it works. Similarly, opposite to the select methods, we have deselect methods. So usually this deselect is applied for which one, friends? This is applied for this multi-select drop-down list. And when you are playing that, you can apply this deselect. When you apply this deselect, in whichever the way you selected that option or a value in that drop-down list, this is an opposite. So when you say deselect, it gets automatically unselected. That's what happens here. And when we run this, you can clearly observe this in the automation. Okay, friends. So, and also tomorrow we will also get some idea, like how to play with this again list collection. What is the need for this in this automation process? These are very much needed, friends. If you look at any website, or if you look at any YouTube channels, you can see people giving lot of examples on this list collections along with this Selenium automation. So we will see that even in Monday session. Maybe if needed, I'll just give you a quick walkthrough on collections for 1 or 2 sessions. That should make you clearly, and make you comfortable with these collections. Okay. Any more questions, friends? I hope it should be clear. If as far as I see, we tried to be very clear on each and everything. Okay, still any questions, stay back. Okay, anyhow, Suresh, stay back. I'll just we'll try to discuss this. And on Monday, we'll talk about the other one. And then we'll switch to the actions, playing with the mouse actions, keyboard actions, all different types of actions, button actions, all that. We'll try to understand that again. That gives you more, that is like moving one more step ahead of this automation. By now, you know how to play with, if, if, if my confidence is, now you can automate all this. Well, friends. I believe, right now from all the sessions what we discuss, you can almost all automate this web page. This whole web page you can automate, friends. What is that? This check boxes, radio button, and then this radio buttons. This now we just discussed about drop down list, and then so these things you can all this you can play with this. If I am not wrong, you can do one thing. You can create a simple automation class to do automation of all these elements one by one, and create a separate method to play with each of these web elements, because there are almost 15 to 20 web elements in this web page. To automate each of these web elements, you create one method and call that from the main. So you have to segregate that. That I'll show you how to. There are multiple topics again in this. So how to automate multiple web elements one by one by using this method approach, by segregating, by implementing a separate method for each web element. That is one scenario. Second scenario is playing with different browsers, like this Edge browser or Firefox browser or Safari or Opera, how to play with them. That is another scenario. And playing with this all these actions, different actions, like right, that we'll talk about it, friends, anyhow. So all that we'll talk. Just keep attending the sessions. And a quick announcement is, we do have Python automation sessions happening from Feb first week. So if you have time, please attend it, and also please spread this with your friends. I'll share the WhatsApp links as well as the session links with you. Just please share with your known people and interested learners. So Suresh, I think we are done, friends. So if you have any questions, we'll discuss now.